Here on Main Street in the village of Fishkill, I'm with Assemblyman Kieran Lalor, and we're here to talk about the impact of this year's budget. So, Assemblyman Lalor, first off, what's good in this budget?
You know what's good? There was going to be a big corporate welfare giveaway to billionaire John Catsimatidis. He has a biofuel plant. We were going to mandate that his product be put in everybody's home heating oil. It would have raised home heating oil costs across the state by $150 million. It was kept out because a lot of people objected to it very loudly, myself included. We got one good piece of ethics reform. We passed in the budget a provision that says if you are a politician and you're convicted of corruption, you lose your state pension. Right now we have jails and halfway houses of politicians from New York State who are convicted of abusing their office, and we're still paying them their pension. This would fix that. So I think that's a very positive thing. And there was a quirk with the STAR rebate. A couple years ago when you first had to start filing with the state and the town, there was a lot of confusion. The state didn't explain it well. Some people lost their STAR rebate. This budget puts it back, which is a very positive thing for a lot of homeowners in our area.
And what's the bad?
The bad is plentiful in there. You know, we gave a lot of great tax treatment to glamorous industries. The yacht industry got a tax break. The private jet industry got a tax break, which I don't have a problem with. But if there's not tax breaks for regular middle-class people and the businesses on main streets like this, I don't want to see those industries being taken care of, and more of the burden now being shifted onto the mom and pops and the small businesses that drive our economy and our communities. And we once again give $420 million in this budget to have Hollywood film movies and television shows in New York State. And very rarely do you get a cost-benefit analysis on these things. But the Cuomo administration did a cost-benefit analysis of the entire tax code a year and a half ago, and they said this one is not working. It should be rolled back, this Hollywood tax credit, because 30% of the business tax credits in the whole state go to Hollywood, and they have less than 1% of the jobs. So why are we subsidizing an industry that's relatively small? It doesn't make any sense. And no spending relief is an enormous issue. Everybody says, oh, we got to do something about taxes. Well, taxes are high because spending is high. And we didn't spend less. We spent 2% more. And there's been 5 budgets under this administration, so we're up 10%, $142 billion, 10% more every year. You know, billions and billions of dollars is piling up, and people can't afford to pay those taxes.
Very good. Now, with the good and the bad, there's often the ugly. What is the ugly in this?
You know, the process is one of the big ugly things. 4 men in a room. We have the Republican leader in the Senate, the Democrat leader in the Assembly, and the governor, and then there's an independent Democrat leader in the Senate. Kind of an odd situation. So those 4 guys go into a room alone, and they hammer out a $142 billion budget. And that's just wrong. There's 63 senators, 150 members of the Assembly who are very locked out of the process. You know, those 4 men in the room all live within a half an hour of each other. Lower Westchester, the Bronx, and Nassau County. So there's not a voice in that room who lives north of White Plains. So who's in that room representing upstate? That's a terribly flawed process. It's why we get crummy budgets. There's no transparency. And a great example of what comes out of a very opaque budget made by 4 men in a room. There's a secret midnight pay raise in there, literally secret and literally midnight, because it passed in the middle of the night a few days ago. And instead of lawmakers saying, hey, we deserve a raise, let's give ourselves a raise, they gave a salary panel, a legislative salary panel, the power to authorize some changes in pay and a pay raise. So they don't have to have the ugly vote of voting yes on a pay raise for themselves. Hey, if you want a pay raise, you're doing a good job, then stand up and say that and vote yes transparently. But don't give some nameless, faceless bureaucrats the opportunity to give you a raise and kind of shield it from the taxpayer.